Hi guys, this is Dr. Aeronautics, and we are here for another Norsden Land to Neso episode. I forget exactly which episode this is, but something very important is going to happen because we finally have enough iron to come in to continue the railroad. Sorry, not the railroad, the subway. In addition, I've also placed my well-needed second bed, so now I have a queen-size mattress to sleep on, which is what I prefer in Minecraft. So now we go down to the garage, and there should be some iron smelted down there, and there should also be some rails. Here they are. So this stack and a half of rails is ours to use. These iron as well, and let me just check these. Now I also had a lot of extra iron that I was willing to use spread around here somewhere, so let's go up and check that. Okay, so over the period of time, a lot more has come in the way of resources, and we're getting better. So it looks like right now I'd be willing to keep 4 stacks, which means we can use a full 2 and almost a quarter stack there that I am willing to use for the subway. But initially, we're going to craft some more rails using the 32 iron that we have currently right now, and use those to lay the track. I've already laid some of the track. If we go back to the map, you will see the red line here. I have laid the what would it be? I have laid the eastbound trackage, or was it the westbound? Yes, it was the westbound. I laid the Westbound Red Line trackage. So this episode we're going to prioritize by doing the East Red Line trackage. And then once that's done, the entire red line will be complete. And the next thing we will do is move on to the yellow line. And then by that, portions of the orange, blue, portions of all lines will be complete. And then we can take care of the remainder of the blue line, and then this last segment here on the green and orange lines will be last, because I have almost no use for that West Harbor station. At least yet. Okay, so, right, crafting table. I need to put one down there because I always feel like it's there, but it's not. Okay. Let's try this again. And of course, I always forget to do this before my crafting of sticks. So we have to do this first. And then it's going to be split up again. We should get just over a stack of rails from this. Yeah, so a stack and 16. Okay, so this is a reasonable amount to start off with. I don't know if it's enough to actually reach the... I don't know if it's actually enough to reach the station over there. I forget the name of that station. In addition, I have also done... two things of interest. The first is, you may have noticed, I've paved. And if you watch the Tales of Two Crimes episode, attention, we have report of a crime. Step away from that doorstep. Do not move. You face me with no choice. Okay, we've just had another mugging. Funny I should say that, because I said the tale of 2 crimes, and what do you know it? Another crime. This looks awfully dark up there, so I'm going to add a little bit more light. We need to add a little bit more security. It makes me a little bit disturbed that I see a crime committed as soon as we do this. So as I was saying, if you watch The Tale of Two Crimes, you'll see there were two crimes, which are now insignificant because it seems they're occurring more often than they ever did, even with the light, or despite the light, while I was laying the road work here. So there's now a street grid in here, and in addition, do I have it? Yes, I do. Okay, so a quick sleep for the morning, not really necessary, but I prefer less crime. Okay, so actually need to pull that map up. Okay, so you should have seen that the reeds have been ripped out some more. And that is because I've used more paper to craft another map. So on my third expedition, I went north again to Frigate Bay, which is here, but this time I continued all the way to Forest Coast, and went to this coordinate here, and now have the third map in my possession right here. The very tip that you see is Forest Coast, and due to a number of explorations that I have done there, I have found that there is a pine forest, a sort of boreal forest that exists there. There's evidence of frosting, so I presume it's summer. When we got there, it was a very dry forest, no snow cover, but nevertheless, a conifer forest. Not quite taiga, that would be a little bit further north, but it would be safe to assume that this area behaves very much as a northern climate. So we have, it looks like just about almost the entire eastern coastline to some degree mapped now. That I would consider an accomplishment. That's very great on our part. So that is the exploration aspect of it. Okay. And again, here is the map there, and you can see the boreal taiga thing. I shouldn't say taiga, boreal thing down there. Okay, so now we go down to the subway. It would be faster if we use the Astoria, I don't know what the word would be, but where the station is. So this is the yellow line, and we're going to follow this through the labyrinth to the capital station. Okay, and now you can see here, this is where we have the current, line here, the westbound trackage. And I have to see if I can, no, that doesn't work. Okay, so I have to work this out so that I can get it to connect properly. So if I rip that out, perfect. Okay, so that's what I was trying to get it to do. And just check that again. Perfect. Okay, so now we go down the tunnel, just like this, laying the track, until we get to the very end. And I'm not going to worry about the switch things yet. I'm going to install all the track before I begin to install the switches and signaling and other things like that. So there's our first semi-stack, not a real stack. Here's our flying junction with the blue and the blue and orange lines. This is the interchange flying junction that you can see down here to the other line. And then here's another tunnel, and then another connection tunnel goes through there. Okay, so we build up to the Lemon Island station, which should be right through here. No, one more. Okay, and as for the flying junctions, I'm not going to install them again until all the mainline trackage is done. So here is the Lemon Island station. And we're going to continue laying track like this. We're down to about a stack and a half, which is good. We're making good progress. And just check the surroundings to make sure we're all good as we approach the Wild West. and then we get up onto the bridge here with the track. And so this is the Faraday Center station, so I'm going to be placing the track right here. Hopefully the vines won't interfere. And then from here, the tracks regroup, and we're down to about 50 rails now, which is good. We're going to come really close, which is excellent. Okay, we're now on to the bridge over the Rondak is the North Lake. So this is Rush Lake, Rush Creek Bridge then. And so here is the here's the surface, and it looks like we're going to run just out, but that's okay because we came close. We should have enough to make it to this place, which is Jeremy Cove, which we're at now. And there's the end right there. You can see the other terminal trackage down there. So we only have perhaps, I don't know, 15, maybe 15 stacks left. I'd say even less than that. So right here, and then we'll be completely finished with this segment. We'll be entirely finished with the red line, other than the trackage. An update on the quarry. It's now down between levels 32 and 15. I've seen gold, but I have not seen redstone and diamond corresponding to those levels, and it's still working just fine with both of the windmills turning hard. I've gotten lots and lots of gold, so we can make more windmills, and then perhaps after the next quarry, then we can run 2 at a time. And the quarry will begin going faster and faster as I can provide it with more power. Okay, so I will go back and make more rails, and we'll come back to finish them off after this short break. Okay, so I have 32 rails with me right now, and all the iron I am willing to smelt is currently being smelted. And when we finish here, which is now, yay, the red line initial trackage is done. We're going to lay track on the northbound yellow line, and then go back to get more rails. So the great part about being done with the red line means that we no longer have to return all the way out this far west. So all of our work now is going to be in and around New Venice, and there's now a network link to the west, which means we need to start researching a train technology and a locomotion that can actually take us down the rail. That needs to be researched, and we need to do it almost imminently so that we can take advantage of being able to move out that way. We can use it as the primary way to get to the quarry, unless it's too slow, because I don't know what the requirements might be. It might just be our first engine is really slow, in which case we'll just use it as an underground joyriding machine. That didn't sound right. Okay. So here we are. This is the yellow line, and we are going to now lay the northbound trackage up to Astoria and Iron Way, and eventually to the North Center. This will allow us to also travel to the station, and the trackage out west, or not out west, down south is done, at least to Buzzicunger Beach. So when this is done, then we'll have a whole network where we can use multiple different transportations. When the Astoria station is done, we'll be able to use our landing craft here. We'll probably eventually move it to the West Harbor. But yeah. Okay, so this is the very beginnings of the yellow line rails going down right now. And that's it for now. We're probably about halfway. There's the switch back there, and this would be the Astoria station. Oops. What is... Oh, you know what? I think I know what that is. Yes, I purposefully left this thing in here. There is a cave connection through the subway right here. That is why I left the this gap here. So I was wondering what this was for underneath here. I knew I saw that. I think there was like a space here or something. It doesn't really matter, just as long as nothing can get into the tunnels. Okay, so I will come back when the iron is done. Okay, so I got a number of the material from the furnaces. It's not all done, but I'm fairly confident that this should be a good amount to start. The other thing we need to look into is the machine to build our tracks. 3.5 stacks. I was kind of actually expecting a little bit more. Oh well. I want a machine that we can use to standardize our tracks, because it will do two things. It will improve autonomy, and it will also improve our efficiency and speed. I can actually spend the time researching other things while this machine lays the track for me. So we have to look into that as well. And of course we need all the machines for that. Okay, so track just got laid through the Astoria station, which means this is Ironway, or Ironwood, whatever it is, through here. So that's done. Also lost our first semi-stack. And now we go down to avoid the city well. We're actually under the well here if you look on the mini-map. This is the bottom of the well. So then this is, I believe, the Chateau station. Oh yeah, I think we should actually be able to finish this. Because this is, yeah, that's the end of the line there. This is the Central Station. That's right, that's the name of the station. That was Central Station. So, this, oh, this isn't going to be good. This is going to be tricky. I don't want to dig out the... hang on a sec. Okay, well, I was going to say I don't want to dig out this, but, I mean... unless there's a turning radius issue or it derails the train, I don't see a problem with it doing that turn. Of course, none on our regional transport, but the subway is designed to be very dexterous. Dexterous train, that's hilarious. Okay, so, and now we're coming back with the southbound track, and I'm fairly confident that we have enough to finish the yellow line. Because, yeah, this is the southbound. We're already back to Chateau. Oh my gosh, that was a little bit spooky. Hi. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the tunnel because we're laying track, and soon we're going to have electric current flowing through here and trains, which are, like, very heavy, so I suggest you leave, perhaps. Ooh, this guy actually is willing to give me quartz. That's interesting. Excuse me. There we go. I can get by him. And I can even lay track on him. Perfect. Okay, so that is one feature that I didn't anticipate. He doesn't seem to be walking off the track, which tells me that they don't have the AI for avoiding rails, which is going to stink. I hope the trains will move through them without bucking them off, because these subway tunnels do not have any emergency walkways. If you're stuck, you're kind of screwed. Of course, there are little pockets and divots like here that you can hide in, but if you're en route, it's going to be difficult. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to finish it off. Something in the caves there. This is, or above. I didn't anticipate that. It's night. Maybe that's why the villager came down here. Okay. Well, I don't hear it, so I guess the problem was underground. But since I'm up here, I may as well just have a sleep. So with this, our southbound trackage will now be at the Astoria station, which is good, because it will mean our yellow line is done, aside from the... Now, why did I leave this open? There ought to be a torch down there to light that up. Aside from the switchbacks and... I should say crossovers and flying junctions. Okay, so this is it. Oh no, don't do that on me. Don't you dare. Good. Okay, that's the yellow line. And so we still have a stack and one left. So if we consult our... oh yeah, another thing I've done was section off Norsden land into several administrative regions. You're probably already well aware of the eastern region, the western region, and the northern region. I used to always refer them as eastern Norsden land, western Norsden land, and northern Norsden land. And so what I did was I subdivided each region into 5 areas. So some of them are named, some aren't. This one is called Forest. This one is called the Mid-Adium Coast. And this one will probably get a name Peninsula or something similar like that. South Peninsula, something like that. And so then what I did was I divided the 5 areas into 3 or 4 metropolitan regions. No ones with 4 yet. They all have 3. But I've subdivided the forest area into the Forest Point metro area. This is currently unnamed, and the Crescent Beach metro area. And our own down here, the North Dune metropolitan area, the New Venice metropolitan area, and the Buzzicunger Beach metropolitan area. Now, I divide them up into metropolitan areas, but just because they have the name metropolitan area does not mean they are metropolitan or heavily populated. It just means that the cities and establishments... Whoops, wrong map. The cities and establishments with which these lines are marked tend to operate with each other. So, for example, most of the cities and towns inside this New Venice tend to commute to and from New Venice, which is the powerhouse of the region. And of course, Buzzicunger Beach, that's why we made the... Okay, so check progress. We now have the entire red line done and a portion of the blue and orange line. We now have the entire yellow line done with a portion of the blue and green lines. We're pretty close to being done. This segment here is the only real long segment. Once that's done, that's pretty much it. Just this, which is like almost pointless. Okay, look at that one station. So we now need to decide how we do we want to use the southbound track first or the northbound? I should have said eastern and westbound. And when I said westbound, it became clear to me that that is the one that I want to do first, because the westbound segment will allow me to create a triangle of travel from here to here, up to here, and then back. So that will allow a closed triangular loop if I do it that way. So now we're going to use the stack in one rail to go up to the junction, and we have to find it. This is Ironwood Station, and we're doing the westbound track of the blue and green lines. Okay, this is it. These are the tunnels that I've dug here. So the line branches here. So this is now western, or rather westbound blue and orange. Why did that this must have collapsed after I dug it. That's interesting. I'm kind of a little bit wary about collapses. Subway collapses are never good. Sounds like somebody just popped a cork. Okay. Alright, we're now at the flying junction, and we have to read the map to figure out which way. We're going to stick with the blue line westbound. So the green line will split and go right, the blue line will go left. Is that downstairs under the... it's probably down there. Okay, so... the junction will be here, and this is now the blue line westbound track, I believe. You just double check that. Yes, the orange line is not going to be built. Oh, I hate that noise. From here on out. Of course, it has to come too when I'm in the flying junction, which has like weird entrances everywhere, so it's easy to get lost, especially if you panic. And that skeleton doesn't help. Okay, so this is... what station is this? It's not interchange. It's, oh, it's the shipyards, of course. Okay. And we just ran out again. Thought I just saw him. Okay. And then this will continue all the way down to the junction with the red line, which is right here. Okay. Now just in, stereo zombies. Kind of weird. Okay. There's not much left. I don't think we're going to be able to finish, but we'll craft these and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so a stack and a half. I doubt it would be enough to finish the blue line. We'll get the segment of the blue line done, but I'm going to have to keep extra careful. Sure, I know where the track is, because when we're driving, we can't just have the track end on us. Okay, so this is where we left off here. And we're going to continue this down to the junction with the red line. And we are building the blue line, which means even though this is shared with the orange line, we go right when we get to the junction. And this would be the junction here. So, orange line goes that way. I did not anticipate that. So we weren't finished digging after all. Now we are. There we go. So we have a stack left, and we just finished the blue line westbound. How is it night again? Which means now we do the blue line eastbound. And for that, we go through the switchback. Oh, the blue line eastbound is very interesting. So this is the junction here, and it goes down and under the other one. That's why they call these flying junction, is because this now goes all the way down here, underneath both tracks. There's another opening down there. And then returns up here to meet the orange line. And here's the other junction. If you stay on the orange line, it continues through here and then reverts up through there. I can't... Oh yeah, that's for shunting purposes. The orange line will actually continue that direction. Okay, so we've got 45 rails left. Not going to make it, but we'll come pretty close. Okay, so here's our flying junction. We go right to remain on the blue line. And this is where the green line junction is right here. That's the one that goes way down and under, almost to the cave levels here. Under, I think, 4 levels of track. It goes under one that you can't see here, then it goes under the middle one, then it goes under another one which goes back around behind there, I think, and then a 4th one which comes over the top. Maybe it's 3, but anyways, it goes down pretty far. Okay, so that's it. I'm almost convinced to, no. Yeah, we still have a long way to go. Okay. So that's all the iron I had. So now we go back to waiting before we continue again. But to wrap up, we have the entire red line done. Of course, other than the switches and sidings and pocket tracks and crossovers. We have the entire yellow line done in the same fashion. We have the entire westbound blue line done. And we have the eastbound blue line done almost to Quarry Street. So all that's left now is this little bit of blue line here in between Quarry Street, which I'll take care of the next episode, or between the next episode, and this section of track here to West Harbor. And then we move on to the pocket tracks and switch tracks. So I'm going to finish off the subway, the last little bit of the blue line, and then the orange and green line concurrency in between episodes, and then I will return for the next episode, and we will finish off with the pocket tracks and sidings and track infrastructure, and then we'll begin researching trains. In addition, I might also extend some of these lines outward. The line 1 goes out to here, which is fine. Line 2 goes to Buzzicundra Beach. But line 3 is what I'm thinking I might extend. So that's basically it. I will see you guys next time. And I will go to smelt more iron. So I will see you guys next time on Norsden Land to Neso. It's probably going to be like episode 12 or 13 or something, where we finish the subway trackage. Bye.